Welcome to the Coaches Show with Coach Kedrick Harrison and Joe Roberts. Man, we're done with this bye week finally. It is game week, the District 10 4A opener against the Huffman Hargrave Falcons.
Yes, sir.
And I know you are ready to get back to the battle.
Yeah, the off week was great because you got to reflect and rest and recover. But, it's always fun when you get the opportunity to go play a football game. So.
Oh, I love the football game, and this ought to be a really good one. Liberty in a brand new district this year after toiling away against what felt like perennial state.
The District of Doom.
Oh, my gosh. How do you even say that? Maybe one of the hardest 4A districts in the state of Texas. This one, no slouch.
Not at all.
And there's some monsters in our district.
Yes, sir. And, we got some teams that are doing really well right now, starting with Huffman, who's our first district opponent. Really big up front. I mean, they're going to look the part for sure. They do a lot of things well. I think they play good complementary football, play good enough on offense, and the defense complements them. Very opportunistic defense, by the way. I mean, they probably lead the district in terms of scoring defense. I think they've had like 3 or 4 scooping scores for touchdowns and a couple pick sixes. So, they're doing something right over there on that side of the ball. Then offensively, like I said, I think they got probably the most dynamic quarterback in our district, who's also, I think, a 200-meter dash champion, district champion. So, they're doing things right over there.
Oh, Coach, I'm ready for you to say how this week we're facing some trash and it's ready to be garbage men.
It's never going to happen.
Never going to
happen.
It's okay. So. Well, should be getting some key folk back.
Yes, sir.
One of the keys that I can think of, Luke Porche, who's been battling an injury for several weeks. And, man, he's dynamite in a small package.
Absolutely. So, Luke Porche comes back off a shoulder injury. He's pretty much been sidelined since our first scrimmage versus Anahuac. So we haven't seen him since then in game action. But he came back out and practiced last week some. We also got Kate quarterback.
Oh, that's another big
who's, one of our better football players. And, having him out there is definitely going to make a difference. So I think we got healthier over the break. It's even some rumors that some guys are going to be getting cast cut off now. So
those are the kind of rumors you like to hear.
Yeah, no doubt. So, we're getting healthy at the right time. So.
Yeah, Michael Pope has been a busy little bee the last several weeks.
No doubt.
All right, Coach, nice week, or actually almost 2 weeks of practice now. Anyone standing out that's really kind of separated themselves for you?
So some guys that have played who've practiced well. Cameron Young.
That's a name we don't call very
right.
often. So
Cameron Young, we probably didn't expect to play as much as he thought he would. But Mason, was out all last week due to injury. Another thumb wrist injury, and so we didn't know exactly when we would get him back, when he would come. And so Cameron Young has came in and really bought in, and I think he's understanding it a lot more, and so he know if his number's going to be called, he's going to be ready to go. So he's one for sure. Offensively, let me think. Outside of Luke Porche has practiced well. Wycliffe has practiced pretty well. It's really a lot of guys that have kind of stepped up in terms of how they practice the last 2 weeks, and like I said, we just got to be consistent with that. And
it's really nice when I ask a kind of very pointed question like that, and you can't specifically give one person because so many people have been doing what you wanted.
And that's what we want. Consistency and discipline is going to be key. And I think the guys are trying. There's never a lack of trying with those guys. They're trying. They're learning how to be better teammates, how to be a better team. And so, once again, they mimic me all the time. So that things I say that come back, attention to detail. And so, but it's true. All those little things that we do and that we say and that we coach them up on, all those things matter. And so we're going to get there.
Coach, one of the things that I really want to do kind of moving forward is highlight a specific unit every week. And this week I'd like to, if you're okay with it, kind of highlight the offensive line. You have a very senior-loaded and
Yes, sir.
very smart group of young men on that offensive line.
Yes, sir. Well, they play O-line, so they better be smart.
Well, you're right. They better be smart. We're kind of moved way past the days of just be big
No doubt.
and foot to
Now,
foot.
that helps.
No, that definitely helps. But I mean, in the old days,
For sure.
you were big, we were foot to foot, and we were going to see what we saw when we hiked the
Absolutely.
ball.
Well, O-line, man, done a fantastic job the last couple of weeks versus, I thought, Splendor as well as East Chambers. But, leading that group, it's really quite a bit of guys. But we got Ethan Tully, we got Nolan Kay, we got the Rook, as I call him, Jackson Harris, who
He's a big
stepped
boy.
in and done a great job. Kenny Clevenger and Carlos Rubio, those are our main cats, and they mesh well together, and those guys are leading the right way. But still learning. We still got – so, for instance, Ethan Taylor, I told him after the game versus East Chambers, I said, I just need a little bit more from you, because he's the quiet – he's like a quiet assassin. He don't say much.
Ooh, I like that.
He just works, right? And so – but we need more in terms of leadership for him. We need him to speak more, because a guy that don't talk a lot, but when they do finally say something, people are going to listen.
Right.
So he's one of those guys. Jackson is a kid. I say he's a kid because he's a freshman, but man, he just works.
He's like a man-child.
He just works.
He's a large. Neil Thornton used to call him. He's a large individual.
Absolutely. Clevenger, Clevenger is an integral part of our success, because he's one of those guys who rarely comes off the field.
Right.
Jay Sean likes to think that he plays both ways because he played 5 snaps on offense. But Clevenger is a guy who really never comes off the field. He's given us everything he got at right tackle, and also turning around and doing it at defensive tackle. So
And I would like to add something about Keenan. Keenan is deceptively fast. When you look at him, you're like, oh, that kid, he's not that fast. But maybe fast is the wrong word. He's quick.
He's quick. Yeah, it's a difference.
He's
right?
very quick, and probably why he's playing both sides of the ball for you.
Yes, sir. He's
fun to watch.
Absolutely. And when he knows what he got to do, he gets there in a hurry. And I don't know if I can say this, but he usually pissed off when he get there. So.
Hey, well, whether you can say it or not, you said it, so that's okay. We're going to move forward with that. You need those boys up front to have a certain sort of energy about them.
Absolutely.
When I was in the Marine Corps, we called it the little flame inside. It's always there, and then you let it flare up whenever you need to let it flare up.
It's important because if we're good up front on offense and defense, we're good as a team. If we struggle, it's probably because we've struggled up front. So it's a lot on those guys, and I put it on them early. Like when I first got here, guys, we're only going to be as good as you guys are up front. And so I think they've taken ownership of that.
Yeah, they definitely, on the times when Frankie has been super successful, they have given him all day
lanes,
plus
absolutely.
more. They've opened up some big holes for Logan and everyone else to run through. They've definitely done a phenomenal job overall.
Yes, sir.
It's been a joy to watch.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach, let's kind of switch gears a little bit. We don't talk about this a whole bunch, but especially when you're in the middle of it, the future looks sort of bright when you look down at the middle school.
Man, one of the best compliments you can get is when another coach come up to you and say, hey, Coach, I don't know what you guys are doing at the lower levels right now, but it's obvious, and you guys are playing hard. And so we got that from the East Chambers head coach, and I really do. I think I have probably the best, and I don't like even calling them a middle school staff because I don't want to slight them at all. Right. But I think I have the best middle school staff on this side of the Trinity River for sure.
Right, Coach Villamez down there leading the
yes,
charge.
Sir. Absolutely.
He's a former college football player. And by the way, if he's never shown you the picture of the mullet, you need to check that out.
Oh, yeah, I got to check that out.
And if I can find it, it's going to go on this video, just so you know that.
I like it. Yeah, Coach Mitch does a great job with those guys, who's our middle school coordinator. We have Coach Stelly down there as well, who's just an intense guy and just love to be around kids. Coach Paul and Coach Jones, man, I mean, the Fantastic Four. They do a great job at all levels, especially down there with those guys, and get those kids fired up and ready to play ball. So.
Yeah, integral thing for you on the high school level. If you're getting nothing, then it's kind of hard to make a cake if you don't have
Right.
any ingredients.
No doubt. So
And right now it seems like they're getting
Mhm.
all the ingredients
They
ready
are.
for you.
They are. I think they're excited about football, and it's always nice to have when you have a group of guys that are excited about the game of football.
Well, Coach, this is your first homecoming week
Mm-hmm.
as an athletic director and head football coach. What has been the thing that stood out to you the most about homecoming week at Liberty?
Well, once again, you may not like this answer, but I always tell our kids, homecoming is not for them. Homecoming is for people that have graduated and are coming home for a game. So, it's been good. Like I said, I think we have a great support from our parents who do a great job. I mean, this week they came up on Sunday and decorated the locker room and have it looking nice. And those, they don't have to do that, but it's important to them. So, man, we appreciate all the help that we get around here, and to be able to have parents that are supportive of the program and of the kids. You don't get that everywhere, and for us to have that here in Liberty, it makes this place really special. So, even though homecoming isn't necessarily for us, we're going to partake in whatever we need to partake in.
All right, I got it. All right, Coach, your message for the week to all the Panther fans.
Be loud. That's it. Be loud.
Every week, be loud.
We got a formidable opponent coming up, and it's to open up district play. And I think our kids, once again, our kids, no matter what, need the support of the community. And so, yeah, just be loud, be proud. And like I said, we're going to represent the Panthers the right way.
All right, I love it. You've been watching the Coaches Show with Coach Kedrick Harrison. I'm Joe Roberts. Hey, we'll see you next time.